Every human being carries more than just a physical body. Around that body exists a field of energy. We often call it an aura. The term aura traditionally refers to a subtle, luminous field that surrounds living beings. It's often described in spiritual and metaphysical traditions as reflecting a person's physical, emotional, and spiritual state. The aura is your power field. It is a literal representation of who you are and what your soul is doing. In ancient traditions, it was described as color and light. We now know through the use of scientific measurement that the body is electrically active, with the heart and brain literally generating measurable magnetic and electric fields. In modern culture, aura farming has become common knowledge and understanding. Lots of memes around aura farming. He's farming aura. He's got a strong aura. Aura loss. We all want to avoid the aura loss. But it's referring to the effect of people doing particularly cool or energetically powerful things, succeeding or exhibiting in an energetic state that is very strong. That's what we call aura farming, or if someone has a particularly strong aura. So the point I mention these things is because what was previously a woo-woo concept that people's aura, what are you talking about, bro? Go to hippie commune if you want to talk about that. Now it's common knowledge. You have, social media is all ablaze with it, and everyone kind of understands the concept of the aura. And there are ways to strengthen it, make it more powerful, and make yourself energetically more healthy and all the rest of it, which is what this video is about. So we have a convergence of physiology, measurable electromagnetics, and consciousness. And it's all coming together to have aura is no longer a spiritual concept. It has a physical dimension. So if you're looking to boost your aura, listen to what I'm saying in this video, and you'll feel better as a result. In contemporary language, some people use aura interchangeably with terms like biofield, energy field, or the subtle electromagnetic field around the body. The aura exists as an egg-shaped kind of field around the torso, head, and the limbs. If you imagine a kind of oval around a person, the aura exists a little bit further out from the physical body. From a biophysical perspective, the human body is electrically active. The heart, the brain, the nerves, muscles, all of this relies on electricity. We are electric beings at the end of the day. And it's a massive part of health that doesn't really get talked about as much in the mainstream. Magnetic fields can be measured around them, as I mentioned. Around the heart, from some feet away, you can detect a magnetic field if the person is healthy and strong. So the concept of the biofield kind of says that beyond the biochemical, there are distributed fields, light emissions, biophotonic fields around the human, and other subtle energies that may be kind of, as of yet, a little bit hard to measure scientifically, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that they're not real just because we can't observe them with our typical instruments right now, because there's a lot of these subtle energies that can be felt that we can't measure in a scientific lab, but they are very much real. And I'm sure that you would have noticed in yourself if someone has a positive, strong aura or a weak aura or a negative kind of dark aura. We all have that kind of sense of someone that is like that. So we've kind of established the body can generate fields that extend into the surrounding space. Then that means that practices that influence your nervous system, your emotional state, or your physical state can influence the strength or coherence of that field that we're emitting. So understanding this gives us a bridge between the spiritual practice, such as raising your energy, boosting your aura, and then measurable physiology, which is like clearing your emotional stress, reducing your nervous system load, which helps make the concept more grounded for people that are maybe a little bit away from the spiritual stuff. So boosting your aura then is not purely mystical. It can involve improving your body's electrical, electromagnetic, and energetic coherence through lifestyle, environment, movement, mind state, and more. When your aura is strong, the level of energy you have access to is increased. Well, it's more like when the level of energy you have access to is increased, your aura is naturally stronger. You have more sway in life. People and things are more attracted to you. Animals and people will trust you more. It really is this unfakeable spiritual power that permeates everything that we do. And our aura has to be earned through righteous and true living and living healthily. And it's one of those things that you can't fake. We all have this inbuilt sensor where we can sense if someone's being real, truthful, and they're living a good, healthy life. They're radiant. What do we say when, oh, wow, they look so good. They're almost glowing. They are glowing. They're literally glowing because of the energy that's flowing through them and energy centers that are uninhibited, and they're living their life in a way that this radiant aura follows them. Like, this is all real. This is why we see, if you've ever seen illustrations of powerful spiritual leaders with this kind of golden halo around their body, then that is, a representation of the aura in illustrative form. So before we get into the information part of this video, I would like to do an aura meditation with you. So settle in, and I will just clear the field with the bell that I have here. Sound and frequency is obviously one of the powerful tools that you can use in order to cleanse your aura, boost your aura. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But here's the meditation. So if you're not already, try to sit down or lie down in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Take a few deep, slow breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, and let your body relax. So let's do that. Deep, huge breaths, biggest breaths that you've taken all year. On the exhale, everything that doesn't serve you, that you don't want in your life, is all leaving your system. And again, breathe in. Hold at the top. Now bring even more breath in. And let it all out. Now, keep your eyes closed. First, imagine roots growing from the base of your spine or your feet, going down into the earth, and feel that total support, that anchoring stability, and feel the current of the earth's energy giving you life. We are really just rooted into the earth here. That's one part of it. Then I want you to visualize a radiant, golden white ball of light above your head. And imagine it is so magnificent and bright and radiant that you feel its warmth above you, just like the sun. Now, see that golden light flowing downward, gently washing over your head, your face, your neck, your shoulders, and then flowing all around your chest, your torso, your arms, your stomach, and then down to your legs, and covering your entire body, including behind you. So your body is just covered in every part by this warm, golden, radiant light. As it flows over you, it is clearing away heavy or stuck energy. Tension is melting away, and it's filling you with warmth. Every cell in your body is being soaked and permeated with this golden light. Now imagine this light expanding beyond your physical body a luminous egg or sphere of light surrounding you, past your body. It's bright gold, warm, calm. Any holes, cracks, or dull parts of your field are being filled and polished and strengthened by this light. From the heart center, then visualize a subtle change, this shimmering overlay of soft gold or white, or even a see-through translucent shield. Seal your aura within this shield and have it act as a protective layer, holding this purified layer, the purified aura, safe and vibrant. And really feel in yourself how that feels. And then take a moment to feel the light settling, your aura now strong, golden, luminous, and bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes and become aware of your surroundings. Open your eyes if you're ready, if you want, and then carry that light with you. Now, what have we just done there? This is a visualization meditation, of course, but by visualizing, we are actually doing the thing that we're visualizing. So I think if you understand that what you visualize can happen, then the practice of what we did was actually strengthening your aura and improving your energetic state. And if you've never done something like that before, it's very, very powerful. It's very, very effective. And it's something that you should continue to do. You should do it twice daily. You should do it in the morning. You should do it before bed, in the middle of the day if you want. And the more that you practice it, the stronger that you will get at it. And you will begin to feel some very powerful changes if you didn't already in that one visualization. So that's something you can do to strengthen your aura. And I think it just sets the tone and brings us into a nice space to talk about the rest of the video. So in no particular order, this is information and practices that you can incorporate into your life to not only strengthen your aura, but become healthier and more magnetic as a result. So I'm going to start with the spiritual or mental things more so, maybe philosophical, and then probably in part 2, we will move on to more physical and environmental aspects of aura strengthening. So this video is probably going to be in 2 parts. We'll see how I go, but there's a lot of information here, so I may split it up. So let's start with the spiritual and mental. A positive mindset and cultivating that is just absolutely foundational to a radiant aura, to positive energy. Engaging in things like positive affirmations daily to reinforce constructive thoughts. If you're someone that does not have constructive thoughts normally, then positive affirmations are a way to kind of reaffirm this. Even if you are someone that thinks positively, having a set of positive affirmations that you repeat each day will strengthen your mindset, will strengthen your radiant positive energy. And of course, we want a positive outlook on life. Consider the energy of someone that is always complaining, who's always saying, oh, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Do you think their aura is going to be stronger than someone who can handle anything that they want because they know that they will succeed no matter what? I will succeed no matter the circumstances. Repetition of positive affirmations like that are going to make you just, beaming with positivity. The guy that's always willing to give it a go. I mean, you can see how you can create this kind of magnetic and uplifting energy around you. If you have negative thinking and you're addicted to your negative thoughts and you give that energy, your aura is not going to be as strong. It's as simple as that. Next point, telling the truth. Truth is when, the utmost layer of truth is when our thoughts are aligned with our actions, are aligned with our words. They're all the same. That what we think is what we do and what we say, it's all in alignment. There's no incoherence. When we align our words and deeds with what we think on the inside, we're creating coherence in our energy field and thus our aura. When you tell lies or you deny your true self, you're creating fragmentation and kind of like a static in energy. If we think of the aura as this electromagnetic field. There can be interference, just like there's interference with radio signals or Wi-Fi signals or other EMF things. So too there can be in the aura. And the aura, it's a result of, kind of doing the opposite of these things that I say are good for the aura. So if telling the truth is good, then telling lies is bad, obviously. If if you finally admit a truth that you've been holding back for a while, we've all done this, think about the lightness and the clarity that follows and that kind of weight that's lifted off you because you finally had the courage to say something or do something or, live in alignment with how you truly feel on the inside. And it feels so good. And now imagine how you would feel if at every level you told the truth in everything. And, hopefully most people are doing that, but I know it's just a result of the human condition. And we don't always tell the truth all the time. We make up things in our head as to why we shouldn't, why it's better for us to lie, and so on and so forth. And all of that can affect the aura negatively. So being authentic, kind of on the same wavelength as telling the truth. Authenticity, I believe, is the highest vibrational energy that there kind of exists. And if you're being authentic, people can feel that. They feel the truth in who you are before you even say anything, right? When you suppress your essence, like say you really, really love doing something, but society says it's uncool, or your friendship group kind of made fun of you that one time for doing it, so you suppress it. You're not being authentic. Being authentic is expressing who you are and your true self and your higher self, no matter what the cost. And I will say that the cost is never as much as you think, as much as you may think, and that the benefit of being authentic is always going to outweigh any small costs that may occur. When you suppress your essence, again, you create blockages in yourself and your energy. So expressing your real opinion, this is one that's kind of relevant in today's politically correct world. You withhold your authentic feelings and opinion because you're worried about what people will say, you're worried about this, worried about that. That suppresses your energy after a long time. Your throat chakra can actually close up if you don't speak your truth over and over and over again, or you're scared of speaking your truth. Then I understand. If you're in a situation where you can't speak the truth out of fear for yourself, and hopefully you can get in an environment where you don't need to say that or don't need to not say your truth, but being authentic, instead of people pleasing, it opens your heart chakra instantly. Like if you're committed to just being yourself, telling the truth and being authentic, there's nothing that on the other side of that is worse than just like not being authentic. So that's my advice there. Pretending to be someone else that you're not, that's energetic confusion. Your soul is not going to really understand that. And it's part of the lessons that we have to learn in this reality, in this experience, to just be who we are. Be who we are, because all of that is much more valuable than anything that we can achieve by pretending to be someone we're not, no matter who it is. And boom, your energy will just absolutely explode when you can do that. Having faith that things will work out. It's the frequency of trust. You can have faith in the destiny of your life, in divine timing, and just faith on your own path, right? And not worrying that things are going wrong, that things aren't going to work out. All of that is fear-based. And when we exist in a vibration of fear, the aura is, of course, going to be a lot weaker. So when you have faith, it's aligned with these higher vibrations of hope, gratitude, surrender. All of that is kind of under the umbrella of having faith. Doubt, control, fear create restrictions in the solar plexus, the heart chakra as well. And faith opens these centers, strengthening the flow of energy through your aura. It teaches the energy field. If you can have faith, then the energy field can remain stable, even during uncertainty, even during situations that may upset you. Letting go. So this is kind of related to faith as well. And all of these points that I'm mentioning in the philosophical and the mental, the spiritual, they all bleed into each other, right? And this is just kind of different angles of saying the same thing. So keep that in mind. Letting go is the act of releasing what no longer serves your energy. And this can be old emotions, old habits, grudges, fears, attachments, limiting beliefs, limiting stories that we tell ourselves about our past or what happened to us. And if we can genuinely let go of things of the past, then it's an energetic detox that then clears stagnation from your auric field. Like if you think about something bad that happened to you, a negative experience in the past, and let's say the energetic equivalent of that was being stabbed in the back, okay? In your auric field, you have something in your back that is like a wound, an energetic wound. You weren't literally stabbed, but it can feel like you were betrayed in some kind of way. The longer you hold on to that metaphysical dagger in your back, the longer it takes for your auric field to heal. Your auric field can't heal in the same way if you're holding on to that grudge, you're holding on to that betrayal, and you're exhibiting these emotions because of someone else's action onto you. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to hold on to it. And it serves no purpose to hold on to these things other than to make you weaker and make you less healthy in your aura, less strong. So letting go of all of those things, limiting beliefs that used to maybe help you a little bit, and now they're just you're trying to expand beyond that. And as long as you have a belief that keeps you trapped to a certain resonance or a certain understanding of the world, until you let that go, you won't be able to expand past it, and your aura won't be able to expand past it. So these are obviously, even if we're not even talking about the aura, we're talking about concepts that you need to exhibit in order to maximize the success in your life and the happiness of your life. And it's all one and the same, right? It's all related. Every emotion and thought leaves an imprint in your energy field. So when you hold on to resentment, regret, guilt, it creates density, a heaviness. There's heavy patches in your aura that dull its radiance. You know, you feel regret in the past, and you can just imagine all of these lower vibration emotions as the darker colors that then permeate your aura if they are consistently reinforced and held onto, and it becomes a pattern. So by letting go, you just allow your natural vibration to rise, and you restore flow and clarity to your energy body. Detaching from outcomes. Detachment frees energy that has been stuck in trying to control things or in fear loops, because if we're attached to an outcome, if we have the belief that this outcome is necessary, thus, if this outcome doesn't happen, I'm not going to enjoy that. That's going to be worse off for me. Whereas if you have the concept and the belief that it doesn't matter what happened, I can let go of every single outcome because whatever happens, it's going to work out. And you have to believe that because it's true. But if you attach onto this one narrow definition of an outcome that you think is going to bring you stability and happiness, you hold so tightly onto it that everything else is just going to suffer because of it. So detachment frees up your path. It frees up God to direct things for your greatest bonus, even if you may not see it at the time. And trust life again, have faith again. It restores the flow. It allows manifestation to unfold naturally as it does. Because if we're attached to a certain outcome, we believe that that's the only possible outcome, then we box ourselves in, and we can actually limit the scope of manifestation, of success, of anything else that God wants to bring into our lives, because we're so tightly holding on to this one thing. And God's trying to fit our blessings into that, but it doesn't necessarily give us room to do so. And not to mention, if you're really just holding on to something, then one particular outcome, then you're just exhibiting and existing in a, let's say, a lack-based, a fear-based negative emotion, which is never going to help you with anything. So detach. Don't attach to things. Don't attach to outcomes. Be free and flow, and everything else will flow, including your aura. Sending love to all. Love is, of course, one of the highest frequency emotions, and it amplifies your field exponentially. When you radiate love, I love this person, I love these animals, I love the plants, I love the world. You just think those on loop as much as possible. You magnetize, you're putting love out into the field, you're going to receive love back. Why do people love dogs? Because dogs just love us. They understand this concept more purely than humans do. And it's why everyone loves them. So, yeah, imagine if you had a friend or buddy, and hopefully you have someone like this in your life. They're always giving you love. They're always supporting you. They're always just radiating love. And they're so happy for you. And you're like, wow, I love this guy. Boom, there you go. That connection, it's a self-perpetuating thing. And we can be consciously aware to be able to do that. And of course, some people will say, oh, you got to love everything. You got to love all the evil in the world. No, that is taking the concepts, I think, to a place that it's not meant. By not fighting, but by not loving evil is actually the love of the things that we do care about. So by loving the ones you care about, by loving your family and friends or your country, you want to protect them, it necessarily means you have to not love your enemies in that sense. But there's also a more metaphysical kind of level behind it, in you don't want to be harboring hate to anyone because you're just exhibiting a level of hate and frequency of energy which is just terrible for your health and success and happiness. And if you want to be the most successful and be the most whatever it is for your people, for your family, then you have to let go of these energetic limitations. And part of that is like focus on the love that you have for your people rather than the hate you have for your enemy. That's a bit of a side thing, but I wanted to mention it because some people think sending love to all means just being a bit of a, whatever. And that's not the case. So try silently blessing strangers in your head, difficult people, that maybe an annoying boss and someone that annoys you. Just think, I wish nothing but the best for them. I want them to succeed. Visualize them being happy, being loved, and just beam that out, radiate that out, and see not only your mood elevating because you're thinking about happy things and loving things, but you will notice they will start to respond to you differently. And obviously, if you're just blessing strangers, maybe you don't have an interaction with them, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you have strangers come up and offer you things or talk to you, and it's just like a nice experience. So when we're sending love to people, we are blessing others as much as is possible. The opposite of that would be judging others. We've all ran into this. We see a random guy on the street and we're like, oh, that guy's shirt is lame or he's ugly. And that is kind of this automatic egoic pattern that we can fall into of trying to make ourselves feel better by bringing other people down, to elevate our own status in the tribe. Because, we're insecure on some level and we don't need to judge others in order to feel that way. So send love to others. You don't know what people are going through. Always try to empathize and just, send out love, and your aura and everything else is going to be better for that. Vanquishing evil. This is a core part of aura strengthening. Evil here more so means negative thought forms, toxic influences, or even self-destructive habits. Deep shadow issues that are internal to you that make you react with negativity, that trigger you, and making sure that you view your deepness, your darkness, and acknowledge them, acknowledge it, dissolve it, through awareness and acceptance. Okay, that's who I was. What is making me feel this way? These are the questions you have to ask yourself when you're getting deep into the shadow work, as it's called. And it's not to accept things that are necessarily like bringing you down. This is conquering self-destructive habits. Why am I doing this habit all the time? Why is it holding me back? What am I trying to gain from it? And what kind of unconscious thing is it trying to heal or trying to cover up within me? And until you intentionally look at that and accept that, it'll keep repeating. So vanquishing evil within yourself, reclaiming your own control over your mind and not acting in these unconscious ways because of something that may have happened to you, let's say in childhood. All of these things will immediately brighten your aura, brighten your energy. And tolerating those comforting habits, tolerating negativity of other people because you're fearful of being by yourself, let's say, all of that will keep your aura weakened. Practicing gratitude. Everyone's probably heard of this one. Gratitude aligns you with abundance. You can be grateful for everything in your life. You can be grateful for the challenges. You should be grateful for the challenges because they make us better. Each thankful thought will add light to your field, and it multiplies. Just the function of reality will multiply what we appreciate, what we give energy to. So having gratitude means, okay, appreciating the good things. Of course, we want more of those. Example would be to journal and literally write down what you're grateful for every day. Speak it aloud. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn. I'm grateful for fresh air. I'm grateful for sunlight. There's an infinite amount that you can be grateful for. And all it takes is to consciously tune into that frequency, and you'll be better off because you're just, again, love, gratitude, firing out of your aura. Enforcing boundaries. This is an important one in terms of our relationships. Boundaries protect your energetic space. Just like boundaries in the physical world, they protect our home because we have a fence around it. Boundaries in this sense are your spiritual fence that keeps unwanted things out. Saying no when it's necessary. This preserves your vitality because you don't have these energy leaks to where you're doing something just for the approval of others. You're doing things because you're not acting authentically, going back to the previous points. You don't want to upset someone else, even though it's at a cost to you, and you know that you would feel worse off or drained if you do it, but you do it because you don't have these boundaries set up. So enforcing them, declining social situations you don't want to go to, just not having guilt with these things. Again, guilt linked to emotional thing that brings your aura energetic state down. People pleasing is kind of the thing that happens where if someone doesn't have boundaries, they just want to please everyone, they end up drained, lacking of energy, lacking in vitality, and that aura is just like weak and porous because they don't have these boundaries set up. So look at your own life. Where am I not enforcing my boundaries? Do I even have boundaries? Do I even have an understanding of where my energy ends and where another begins? And am I giving too much of myself out? Am I maybe not giving enough? And I'm purely selfish. That's also something to consider. And you want to have these interactions which leave both parties better off. And ideally, those are the relationships that you entertain. Mindful speech. I've talked about this a bunch just in day-to-day life, but it affects your aura as well. Words are energy. Every syllable creates a vibration. And speaking kindly, but intentionally, even if it's not, mean or kind, just speaking the words that you want to mean, and you want those words to have an impact, and you're not flippantly swearing, you're not saying things as a joke that you don't want to come true, You are aware and you're consciously choosing to speak properly and not in slang or in social media talk, bruh, etc., etc. All of these uh, come into the flow of your throat chakra energy and your auric fields in general. Speaking kindly, of course, is you're giving out that positive energy. Their aura comes up, they give it back. It's a nice, fulfilling cycle. Uh, just as we were practicing blessing others with our thoughts, we can bless others with our words. Hey, man, you look really good today. Wow, I was super impressed by what you did the other day. I just love you, and I wanted to say that. The positive vibes that can come from simply getting over that first social hurdle of like feeling a bit strange, giving someone a compliment. Like, why do we shouldn't have that. It should be the social norm to compliment and uplift others. And I know we can get there, and you can be the force that does that with mindful speech, mindful language. So that concludes part one of how to aura farm. We talked about all the kind of mental and philosophical, spiritual things that you can do to act, and in what choices and what words you can do in order to strengthen your aura and strengthen your life. So part two will go into the physical aspects of life and the environment that we can be in that is going to maximize our aura strength. And I'll put the link right below. Thanks for watching.